And after that incredibly heartwarming reunion and terrible typo of "These Power of Mine," hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Okamiden. In the last episode, we took down Sen and Rio here at Sei'an Playhouse, saving this area of Sei'an City. And in this episode, we're going to be checking out the town with awesome music in the background. Commoner's Quarters, one of my favorite songs. As you can see here, we have the Canine Warriors actually visiting us here. Loose reference to the first game. So, I'm not going to go around talking to all of them. Well, actually, yes, I will. Here we have Ko. So, there we go. Not really much else to say. But, let's head back into the main area. And I want to save my game really quick, if it will let me do that. Yes, it will. So, now that we saved our game, we're good to go. Admittedly, I took a little bit of time to bask in the great music that is Commoner's Quarters. But with that, who are you? Looks just like that play-crazed mom. Hey, it's a reference to those people we saw earlier out on the pier. It's played so many times. It's wonderful work. I guess I have time for just one more play before I have to go. You can't leave yet. We have so many great plays you haven't seen yet. That's Kagu for you. Tsuruya is my favorite actor. He's just so brilliant. I hope I can get his autograph today. I'd be happy to get it for you. I mean, I would if I could, but I can't. We're not supposed to do that sort of thing. I'm sorry. There's Kagu making promises she can't keep. Let's go ahead and talk to Kagu's parents. Thank you, Kagu. You have gratitude of saving everyone. Thank you, Father, but I need to talk to you about something. Ah, yes. The next play. Don't worry. No, you know, the Miko. It's okay, my dear. You have to lead the next. No, you see, you have nothing to fear. You are the star of our troupe. Yeah! He's just putting on Kagu. He knows what you're trying to tell him. That's kind of sweet. Thank you, Kagu. You've really grown up recently, have you? Kagu? I know you know in your heart what you have to do next. I knew this day would come and you have my blessing and support. Thank you, Mother. See, I like Kagu a lot. You guys probably didn't see right away why I liked her because that's the thing is, she has easily the most character development of any partner in Okamiden. Looks like everything is back to normal. I want to go see Miko Cho now. Remember what happened after we beat Sen and Rio? They mentioned something about King Fury, right? I think we should be concerned about that. If anyone knows any about it, it'll be Miko Cho. Miko Cho, if you're wondering, isn't necessarily a reference to a particular person from mythology. It just means head Miko, which could be a multitude of people. So I think they kind of just left it open to interpretation, honestly. But yes, I love Kagu's character development. It is awesome. Like, she has easily the most character development of anyone. But with that, we are here. Kagu, we are all in your debt. If not for your actions, we would not be here now. Please, I didn't do anything, really. Pooch over here deserves all the credit. My, I never thought I'd see such humility in you. It would appear that this experience has helped you to grow. I guess. Aw, she's so modest. Miko Cho, I have something to ask you. Have you heard the name King Fury before? No, the name is not a familiar one. But I have felt a power in the spirit world that would fit. I fear to press the matter any further. For now, I must concern myself with the ridding the world of demons. You haven't regained your strength yet? I have an enchantment for purification, but I haven't mastered it. Without my powers at full strength, I cannot master it. Then please, allow me to do it. Give me that enchantment slip. You have changed, haven't you, Kagu? Before you were afraid to use the Miko power. I didn't want to be different, but I don't care now. Go on. I'm a popular actor, so that makes me different. Hehe, you have learned much. Allow me to bestow upon you the enchantment slip. You have proven your worth. Develop character, get a piece of paper. So we'll try it on this house over here. Not so much a house as it is a restaurant, but okay. So what we have to do is we have to draw a line from Kagu to wherever we want to purify. But if it's pink, that means we did it successfully. And that has freed up the restaurant that now we can go inside. This restaurant is a reference to a story from mythology. It is the restaurant of many orders. If you want to know what the story is, I talked about it in my first Okamiden Let's Play, so I'm not going to go into too great a detail about it, but that's what it is if you want to look it up. Yay, the curse is gone. Oops, I gotta get that fish in the freezer. Pronto. They had freezers in ancient times. Well, I guess you could always just have like a box with ice in it. I guess that would actually make sense. Over here, you might recall the skill Fire Burst on that wall right there. That is a reference to Okami. This is where you learn Fire Burst in the first game. However, you do not learn that skill here in Okamiden, so it doesn't... I don't believe you can light him on fire either. Can you? Yes, you can! It just... Apparently shielding yourself with a wooden flammable paddle is all it takes to stop you from catching on fire. So, we take that. Alright, so we went ahead and purified that area, but there's many other areas that we can purify. However, we try to check this one. The curse here is too powerful for us, so let's try somewhere else. So we can't quite go elsewhere in Sei'An City quite yet. Every time I see Kagu shoots a view for a ball. Oh no, what do you do? Oh no, are you working for her now? Say it ain't so. I thought we were friends. Actually, I thought I found someone to follow me. So he has a bit of a different thing that he has a bit of a different thing to say that's also a reference to his story from mythology. I just thought I'd point that out, because the thing is, I'm surprised Momotaro doesn't have a bigger role. He does give you a manifest later on, which we can't get yet, but he doesn't really do much else, honestly, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they didn't give him such a big role. Maybe they just thought it'd be too predictable, because, like I said, Momotaro is like the fairy tale in Japan that everyone knows. So I always thought it was kind of weird. What do you guys say? Mr. Sheik, this is so not fantabulous. There's a curse on my house. I went to buy some fabric, and then I came back to this. Please do something about it. I don't know why I made him sound so flamboyant. Then again, I guess apparently anyone with the name Sheik is gonna sound like a chick. Oh, sorry. Had to do it. Man, those demons are so unlucky that she throws it all over the place and it just happens to land there. Okay, I know. It's supposed to be a fancy throwing animation, but still, it looks like that. It's like she misses horribly and then just like, manages to like slide into them. So we have yet another house that we can go into. This is a great way to get some praise. However, this is all required stuff, so don't worry about missing anything. Because if you haven't guessed by now, we have to purify every location except the main gate to be able to do what we're supposed to do. That is one oversized coat, no kidding. In Okami, you can make custom patterns here. In Okamiden, it's a bit different. There we got some lacquerware, which we already had. And we have an Eastern Masterpiece Part 3. Okay. So we've gotten 2 pieces of Part 3 before finishing Part 2, because we actually can go get the last piece of Part 2, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. You need to have Inferno to be able to get that, which we do have now, but we didn't at the time when we got the first piece of Part 3. So it's kind of weird how they handled it. Allow me to interrupt myself with a little bit of post-commentary here. Even I don't understand why I don't just go grab the masterpiece right now. Those stairs behind that little girl I was just talking to, it's right there! All I'd have to do is just use Inferno on it. Even I don't understand why I don't do it. I've recorded the next few videos, and we do go grab it in the next video or two, so don't worry about me missing it, but still! Anyway, back to the normal commentary. So, nothing really for us there. We already did everything we can do there, which got us a few items, which isn't bad. But we have one more area of Sei'an City that we actually have not yet explored, which is right over here. Oh, a samurai dandy. You know about Queen Himiko? You bet we do. Ever since we lost Queen Himiko, the city has gone to ruin. There is no heir to the throne, and the Dao troopers are nowhere to be seen. Not surprising, since their commander has been missing in action for months. How sad. I had no idea about any of that stuff. That is indeed very sad. So, Miko Cho is kind of the one who's running the city because there's no heir to the throne, but apparently even her running stuff isn't enough to save Sei'an City. So this place has kind of been in ruin, I suppose, ever since Queen Himiko no longer ruled. We got some trees here that we can bloom really quick. Of course, you can bloom them right away. You could not in Okami. We want to bloom these as well. And I'm actually kind of curious really quick. Can you actually go into this house? Now, house belongs to one of Naguri's apprentices. I guess they're out working right now. If you know, they are actually in Yakushi Village in Okamiden, so that's why we can't actually find them. And I think over here... Guess who this is? This is somebody that should look very familiar, even though we haven't met them before. So the medicine is stored here, huh? We better not get dust all over them. This is a house. Weird mushrooms. Okay, I suppose Dr. Bluebeard uses them to mix medicine. So, there is a Dr. Redbeard and a Dr. Bluebeard. And you want to know what else? Neither of them have beards, as you can see by that icon, where it's clearly a mustache. I don't get it either. I don't know why they did that, but hey. And as you can see, again, we have the frame rate kind of not working so well because, like I said, faithful recreation of how it looked in Okami, but it chugs along because it's just kind of a bit too much for the DS to handle sometimes. It hurts so much. It's so hard to breathe. Expel the demons in the city. Oh look, his house is under a curse. We need to fix that. We can use exorcism slip. That should expel all the evil from his house. We could do that, or this is Mr. Flower, and he is called that because you can actually bloom his head. How is it so hard to breathe now? We already bloomed your head. What's the big deal? There is an area with a, there is a patch of leaves right behind his house, which we also can't take care of yet. But we'll be able to do that fairly soon, I suppose. There's a lot of areas with patches of leaves that we can't do anything with yet, and no jumping into them with a wet sucker does not work, even though I've already made that reference. This is the last one. Ready, Pooch? You bet we are. I do that really fast. And that took care of that. Good, now we can go inside. Hey, my house is no longer haunted. What a relief. And he almost fall. Look at that. He's like doing the limbo. It's kind of weird. It hurts so much. It's so hard to breathe. What's wrong with you? There are no more demons in the city or in your house. Huh? It's not my body. What do you mean not your body? You said you couldn't breathe. It's my soul. I can't breathe because my soul is in pain. All the flowers I love have withered away to nothing. Look, the cherry tree on my roof is dying. It tells me where there's something wrong with other trees. But look at me. I'm too old to do anything about it. I need someone who can make the flowers bloom for me. But who? I guess you want me to do it for you, right? Yeesh. I've given up trying to help him, Pooch. It's your turn to help. What have you done at all? I don't get it either. Now, going into his house, there is actually a tree inside of his house that you are going to need to bloom. This was jerkish in Okami, and it is jerkish now that they hit a tree inside his house, because why would you think to look for a tree indoors if you got to bloom all the trees in the city? I have no idea why they did it like that, but aside from the obvious getting praise, this is why I've been blooming all the trees, because Mr. Flower wants them all bloomed. There's one cherry tree that needs to be revived. Okay. Which I believe is actually the one on his house, if I'm not mistaken. Is it the one on his house? Let's see. It doesn't appear so. You know what? That really is the case. It is always just that one tree that you've missed. I said it then, and I'll say it. I said it in the first one, and I'll say it now. There is always one tree that you miss. And yes, the tree on his head does count. So that's why I bloomed that one as well. But there is always one tree that you should have bloomed, but you didn't see it somewhere. Always happens like that. It is never any different. And it happened in both of my Let's Plays, too. Right here we have a water lily on the water, as opposed to a water lily in the sky. I don't know why I felt the need to specify that it was in the water. Let's just walk across these because there's something here for us, which I'll get while we're on the way. I was gonna grab it on the way back from his house, but apparently I need to go out anyway because there's something we're missing. We have a scroll here, Rolls Log, events at Ankuku Temple, okay. And Koku, not Ankuku, Gee. Got 2 more lilies right here that we can bloom. And it's a bit of a shortcut to take us back to the main area. Ah! There's actually a bit of a secret by the entrance that I did not show. There's a Kabuki doll here. Found you! Okay, it was over by the, I was over by Mr. Sheik's place that I forgot a tree. And talking to Mr. Flower again, I can feel it! It's happening! It's not much. The blooming flowers are giving me strength. I can finally make that gnarled old cherry tree blossom. I know you've been waiting to see some of my special moves. Now it's time for the Gura Shuffle! Not the Guro Shuffle. Okay, fine, I had to. So we get to see him dance, but not Mr. Orange. Your dance was lackluster in Okami, and it's lackluster here. Let us see Mr. Orange dance, Capcom. I demand to see Mr. Orange dance in the game again before I die. That is my ultimatum. Whew. That was a tour de force, if I do say so myself. Honestly, I never thought I could make this old tree blossom again. Up until a few months ago, anyway. I met this big old dog that just made me believe in myself. I never knew that Gura Shuffle could make flowers bloom. I guess somewhere out there, that dog is looking out for me. But that's not really important. What's important is the cherry blossom is coming back to life again. I'm so pleased I can make everyone happy. He really has a unique gift. Right? Or were you giving him a hand, Pooch? I might have been giving him a hand, or I may not have been. Is that any of your business? I don't think it is, because the old man is fun to listen to, stammering on about dancing to make trees blossom. So, not anything else left for us to do for the time being, so I'm going to meet you guys over by the gate to go to the next area of Sei'an City. Back here in the main area, let's finally head off to the next area of Sei'an City. Or at least, try to.
Wait.